We dance as the city roars. Tune in loud, turn up some more. Cincinnati show, it's time to play. Sports with strawberry ice today. 5:30 sharp, don't be late. CTV, the sports awaits. Strawberry ice, he's on the mic, energy, it's pure delight. Every touchdown, every goal. Feel the pulse, it's in your soul. Cincinnati heartbeats strong. Strawberry ice will lead the throng. Every touchdown, every goal. Feel the pulse, it's in your soul. Cincinnati heartbeats strong. Strawberry ice will lead the throng. Feel the crowd, it's electric now. Shouting loud, they all know how. CTV got what we crave. Sports with ice, it's waves and waves. Tigers strike and Bengals roar. Every game we want some more. Tune it in and feel the thrill. Strawberry ice, he's giving chills. 5:30 sharp, don't be late. CTV, the sports awaits. Strawberry ice, he's on the mic, energy, it's pure delight.
Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to the show. This is Sports with Strawberry Ice. I'm your host, Iceman Jeff Trunapole, and as always, I'm bringing you sports from a West Side point of view right here in the great city of Cincinnati, Ohio. And I'm coming to you live, as I do each and every day, from the Ice Cave. And the Ice Cave is brought to you by Priority Lawn and Landscaping. I know it's freaking snowing. We all don't live in Orlando like some WWE superstar does. It's nice and warm down there. But we got snow here. And if you want it plowed or salted or whatever, give Priority Lawn and Landscaping a call. If you want your grass cut, when the grass does start growing, because it will grow, and we got, your flower beds to be cleaned out, paper patio, whatever, give Priority Lawn and Landscaping a call at 513-430-6114. That's 513-430-6114. You can also follow them on Facebook. What is up to everybody in the chat? Who we got in there? We got to blow it up. I love it. We got Robert in the first. Brad's in there. Nato Hookah Water Sports? I think I said that right. Stranger. Puck King's in there. Rob's in there. Jeremy's in there. Crip's in there. Lindsay and Rob. Yep. That's everybody. All right. Welcome to the show. Thanks for coming. The Bengals have decided to tag Tee Higgins. And this is according to James Reed. Give him credit because he's the one that broke the story. He says sources, the Bengals plan to use a franchise tag on Tee Higgins. Here's what it means for a long-term deal. When it could happen, other details that the wide receiver have on. I highly recommend you guys go read his article after the show. But part of the article said that James is reporting that the Bengals are planning on signing T to a long-term contract extension. Now, if you guys have watched this show or followed me on Twitter or anything, I said I think that's what they're going to do. I said there's most likely going to tag him to extend the period of time that they can talk to him about signing a long-term contract. I think extended to like March 5th or something like that, I think. Still got to get it done. I think it's going to happen. Jamar's next. Trey, Mike G, go sign some free agents. Get this draft going. Let's go win the Super Bowl. Now, my guest for today, Bengals captain, could not join today. He had something going on. Corey Dillon is busy. But when you don't have those guys, you go to the one member of the best tag team in the WWE, the former and soon to be WWE Tag Team Champions of the World, Angelo Dawkins. What's up, Doc?
What's good?
What's going on, brother?
Shoot, not much. Plotting my next move.
Ooh, just like the Bengals plot their next move for signing Tee Higgins, right? Right?
Oh yeah, definitely. That's huge news right there. By the way, huge news.
Huge. And dude, I'm like, I kept going back and forth. Like, they gotta sign him. I'm like, they have the money. They can't be that stubborn, right? There's no reason, because they're only paying Joe Burrow. They're paying Orlando Brown. They're not paying anybody else. Plus, from our boy Paul Danner here, if they cut all these guys or most of these guys, it's about $50,000 more dollars. I mean, it's ridiculous. Or 50 million. I'm sorry, not 50,000. 50 million more.
So I was like, what?
Yeah. Me and numbers don't get along together, but 50 million more. That's on top of what they already have. Doc, they got plenty of room to do this. They got plenty of room to go sign a couple free agents and kill the draft to go win us a Lombardi.
See, here's the thing, man. You know, when people say can't be too stubborn with money, I understand why they stubborn with money, okay? For Valentine's Day, I got my wife a $5 gift card to Walmart. So
How'd that work out, Doc?
it worked out all right.
All right.
Yeah, it ended up giving me the house to myself while she went to go visit her parents. So it was great.
There you go. There you go. So I don't know about you, but I mean, I'm tired. I don't know how much you get to pay attention. I know you're busy, wrestling and stuff, and hitting people in the head with chairs and dropping elbows and taking care of business. But I'm tired of the national media, dude. I heard I was listening to NFL radio this morning. I don't remember who was on there, but he was just literally saying, "There's no way the Bengals. They're just going to let T go for nothing." I'm like, dude, there's no freaking way they're going to just let him walk. I mean, that's dumb. I thought they'd at least tag him and trade him. I didn't think they'd just let him walk. Now they're going to tag him and really try to sign him, which is completely different than what we thought was going to happen during the season.
So, I mean, to be fair, I will give the national media this benefit of the doubt. In the past, we would defend the Bengals like no other, and the Bengals would go on and prove the national media right.
But that has changed.
Times have changed, yes. Joe Burrow is applying the pressure that needs to be applied, and like he's doing his due diligence and going on national television, all the interviews and all that stuff, and saying what he wants. They're all saying they want to stay. Bengals need to make that happen. These are the cornerstones in the franchise that's going to put us in a position to win the Super Bowl, get to a Super Bowl, win a bunch of AFC championships, win a bunch of Super Bowls, hopefully, and be at the top of the AFC and be at the top of the NFL. And I'm pretty sure the Bengals front office are tired of hearing everybody complain or the national media talk crap about them. So, I mean, hey, look, something's got to give, and hopefully it's more of the Bengals getting out of their stubborn ways and saying, hey, you know what? It's time to win. Enough of this BS.
Exactly. And that's the thing, Doc. I'm like, they've changed so much from when I was younger in the 90s when we completely sucked to the Marvin Lewis years where we would sign free agents, but they'd be scrap heat guys or guys that nobody wanted, to what they've done the last where they've signed Trey Henderson, they signed Cheetah Bay-Awuzie, they signed Mike Hilton. They signed these guys who are legitimate free agents and in the prime of their career and have helped us to this part. It's like, this is like the last, now, he's not signed yet. I'll admit that, but it's looking like it's going to. But it looks like they're finally getting to this last little hill that they got to push Mike Brown over. Like, come on, Mike, keep going. You're almost there. Keep going, Mike. To sign these guys.
So, like, the craziest thing, and I know I might get crazy heat for this or crazy trouble for this, but people don't want to admit it, but they know in the back of their heads Carson Palmer is low key kind of right. And like what he said after, like, he was like, bro, he's like, I'm happy the Bengals made it to the Super Bowl, but he's like, but like realistically, when that clock hits zero, whether they win or lose, I'm very interested to see what they're gonna do. And if I'm Joe Burrow, here's how I go about it. And Joe Burrow's kind of gone about it how Carson Palmer predicted he would go about it. And it seems to be working.
Seems to be. I mean, like I said, don't get it. T hasn't signed anything yet.
Muggs still got to put pen to paper.
Exactly. Like Crip said, Crip paper here says only Rudy Johnson, Shane Graham, two have signed long-term contracts with the Bengals after being tagged. Which again, that's in the past stuff. Like I said, I'm just going by what James Rapine is reporting. Now he is reporting that somebody in the Bengals told him that their intention is to sign him to a long-term contract. Look, I don't think they're going to tag T and make him play on the tag, because I just don't think like just the way last year went with Jamar Chase and them not signing him, and we got off to a bad start. I really do think a lot of that had to do with Jamar being upset and with his contract not being done. And I hopefully the Bengals are like, all right, we don't want to do that again. We can't make T play on this tag. That's where I'm like, and it's gonna be hard to trade him on a tag. And for them to say whoever in the Bengals organization, whoever told James that, the Bengals are pretty sure they can get him signed because they don't tell us anything. When was the last time we heard anything that, oh yeah, we plan on, and I don't know where James heard this from. I'm just telling you this is what's in the article.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. They don't, this stuff doesn't get out. So they're
Yeah, I
pretty
mean,
confident they're gonna sign him.
right. So like, I feel like if they didn't, they wouldn't come out and say that outright if they didn't feel like they would sign him. I don't even think James is writing that article if he doesn't get that word that they're gonna re-sign him. So, I mean, like I said, it seems like things are changing. We'll see once pen is to paper, and
Mhm.
we'll see how aggressive they are with free agents and what moves they make uh, to the roster and all that stuff. But I mean, look, if he came out and said that and they weren't sure that they were gonna sign him, like,
Right.
hey,
Yeah. That's
if it was somehow like a psychological warfare thing, oh wait, we're gonna sign him. Oh, I ain't
oh.
know that. Hopefully it works.
Well, that's the thing. It's just with Joe Burrow's comments and with this not coming out, because like I said, nothing we don't find out anything for the Bengals. For this to come out, whoever told James that's for sure. So that's where I'm dude, I look at everything through orange-colored sunglasses anyway. I'm one of the most optimistic Bengal fans there is. And maybe the way this last year went, normally, old Mike Brown, old Bengals would be like, oh, well, we just need to we did so good on offense. We'll just let T go and we'll take that money and we'll put it on the defense. And us Bengals fans like, no, that part's fixed. Leave the offense alone. And that's why I think maybe they're finally coming around to that, going, if we had a little better defense, we probably could have gotten the playoffs. And with Joe Burrow, who knows? Because there's a difference between Joe Burrow. I'll just say this: Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl, and they've brought this up. How many times he got hit, and how that messed him up. And I keep going back to the wild card game in Tennessee. Jackpot Joey got sacked 9 times. 9. Still stood there and threw the ball, and it did not affect him, and we won the game. There's something different about him. And that's what they have here. I keep saying, I know Mahomes has got the Lombardi stuff, but to my opinion, Joe Burrow's the best quarterback. It's mentally up here. He's so much different than anybody else.
Well, I mean, you look at all of Patrick Mahomes' losses in the postseason. Obviously, now Jalen Hurts is added to that list of quarterbacks that have beaten him. But Joey B and Tom Brady. And what did those teams have on Patrick Mahomes that no other team has really been able to do? You keep Patrick Mahomes clean in the pocket, he's virtually unstoppable. But if you get to him, if you hit him a couple times, it's been proven. I mean, you saw it in the Super Bowl against Tampa Bay. What did that D line look like?
Mm-hmm.
Absolute maulers, dudes that said, "All right, we just gonna hit you. Like we don't care. Like you can fake. You try to act like you finna run out of bounds and then take off for 20 yards. We about to make you commit to running out of bounds. Because if you don't run out of bounds, we can just go smack the crap out of you."
Mm-hmm.
And like I knew that was gonna happen because like Jalen Carter's not gonna. He's not playing that game. Like
Right.
he is a dog.
Oh, he's a
He's
beast, dude.
Aaron Donald 2.0.
Yeah.
And I mean, those boys, that D line was something vicious. But I mean, you look at it, Joey B, yeah. I mean, you go back to that Tennessee game, that playoff game, one of the best performances ever, just off of getting sacked 9 times because any other quarterback is throwing a tablet, freaking maybe Tom Brady, maybe Peyton Manning kind of like bounce
Well,
back and like
Peyton
make
or
crazy.
Tom Brady did it in the Super Bowl against the Giants when they're undefeated. He got hit and hit and hit.
Right.
Both of them against the Giants.
Yeah, yeah, Tom Brady was out there tap dancing. So bro, it's such a different game. Joey B, I think, is a little bit better under those circumstances, but do we want to see him get hit that much?
No,
Absolutely not.
absolutely not. That's why we need to go sign at least one or two guards in the offseason to finish, hopefully finish fixing the offensive line finally, I hope.
I mean, don't forget, we also got Trent Brown coming back. So,
Actually,
I
he's not
mean,
signed. We only signed him for a 1 year deal.
oh, it was only 1 year? Oh, I
Yep.
thought it was
Yep.
2. Oh, never
No,
mind.
no. Yeah, they could sign. There was some talk. I think the Godfather Anthony Cosenza wrote an article about that in Cincy Jungle that they could potentially re-sign him as a swing tackle, which I wouldn't necessarily be against that. I mean, because he'd be that'd be a pretty big line right there when you throw him out there as the extra lineman.
And then not only that, people forget he played guard. So,
Yeah,
like,
yeah, he
I
could.
mean, I'm pretty sure the end game had he not gotten hurt was what's his face from Georgia moved the
Mims.
tackle, and yeah, Mims goes to tackle and he moves in the guard. Like,
They could. I mean, I kind of mentioned that in the preseason, but
yeah,
who knows? I mean, honestly, I hope they get. I'd rather if they sign him, I hope they keep him as a backup and they get at least one permanent guard and you bring Trent Brown in, you can have him and Cody Ford, whoever you draft, fight out for the other guard spot.
right. And like everybody kind of was coming at Cody Ford crazy. Cody Ford kind of played all right, man.
Dude,
Like,
he played damn near every position except center. I was
yeah,
impressed with Cody, to be honest. I
yeah,
mean, I want
he
him back.
balled out. And
Yeah.
so like in my mind, I'm like, all right. And crazy part is this is probably the best the O line has looked this year. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, obviously everybody didn't like really the guard play, but I'm like, bro, like this might just been as clean as a pocket in the past 3 or 4 years.
Our tackles for sure, or were when they were. The problem is both of them got injured. I mean, Orlando Brown never missed a game until he signed with the Bengals. Now
Yeah.
he missed a couple games last year and this year. And Mims, he missed a couple. So there. That's the thing too is if they address, which I think they're going to address the guard situation, but they need to address the depth. Which I would bring Cody Ford back definitely for a depth piece. If you bring Trent Brown for a depth piece, that would be great too. But you gotta fix those guards and Alex Kappa is probably one of the guys that's going to get cut because he was, I don't know, PFF ranked him as like, I don't know, I think the worst or one of the worst guards in the NFL, unfortunately. So
Yeah.
we'll see.
Man, look, bro. Honestly, they need to do that. Obviously, go depth in the O line because a lot of injuries there. But hopefully, the new O line coach that they got from Cleveland is going to be good.
Which I'm curious. What's your thoughts on him because he knows jujitsu and he's a former MMA fighter, so he's more on. I heard a little bit of article. Read. I'll try it again. An article about it, but he's more on leverage and trying not to hit their heads, and because jujitsu is all about leverage and all that stuff. I'm wondering how that is going to translate because we need to have an offensive line that moves people, especially in the running game. We need to move
Yeah.
some guys.
Well, I mean, to be fair, if you look at his track record, he coming from a pretty decent O line. Obviously, they were dealing with injuries as well in Cleveland on the O line, but
Mm-hmm.
the year before that, their O line was pretty good. So I mean, hey, if he's all about leverage, as long as that leverage is driving him 5, 10 yards down the
Right.
field, I have
Yeah.
no problem with it. I do think he adds like a different layer of physicality on the line that is needed. So like hopefully they're a little bit more physical coming out and just smacking people in the face. No matter look, I don't care like about using your head or whatever. As long as you get the
As long
job
as you
done, you
move the
get the
guy.
job done. Yeah,
As long as
just
you move the
move
guy and Joe doesn't get hit. That's the biggest thing.
right. We ain't trying to get no preseason game and then boop, Joe Burrow retires.
Right.
Andrew Luck.
Yeah. We don't
But
we don't
nah,
want
man,
that.
I think he'll be all right. I think he'll be good. I think it was necessary.
Oh yeah.
Uh
Something had to change.
right. I think it was very necessary. Now all eyes are on Zach Taylor. We
Oh dude.
can't start off slow in
Nope.
September.
Nope.
Uh
Cannot.
and also like now like the coaches that were kind of getting the blame are essentially gone now. So all right, dude. your scapegoats are gone. So now all eyes are on you. And hopefully the pressure, you know what I'm saying, doesn't get to him. And he comes out, the Bengals come out smacking dudes in the face and winning some ball games.
Yeah, exactly. That's what's. We got a couple months till we get into mini camp and training camp and see what happens. But it's like I said, I thought Lou Anarumo was a good coach. I used to like at the beginning when he first got there, I started calling him Armadillo, but then I was like, nope, I'll never call him that again because his defense helped us get to the Super Bowl. Now he's in Indy. Now we got Al Golden in there, who was the Bengals former linebacker coach. And what's your thoughts on Pratt coming out saying that he wants to be traded now?
Oh man. I'm gonna guess he was a big Lou Amaruno guy.
Yeah.
I or maybe he just wants to change the scenery,
I
honestly.
think they asked him to take a cut. That's what I think.
Yeah, I mean that could also be the case too, which is crazy because like I think he was like one of the leading linebackers in the league in tackles.
He was, but that's also kind of there's a lot of guys who missed tackles, and including himself, it was kind of a misleading stat. He was, I mean, he did make the tackle, but we missed so many tackles this year, Doc. It was
Yeah,
ridiculous.
man, look, dog, Jermaine Pratt's good with me, bro. Like he was a big part in breaking that streak, that
Oh yeah, I'll never forget the
31-year
interception.
streak. Without him making that play, that probably doesn't happen.
Yeah, I mean
Uh,
that was a great. I was there. Like, I was
the
there, and I was crying my eyes out because we finally won a playoff game.
Man, no, bro. If there was ever one spot I wanted to be at, that because I remember we had just like finally started to like settle in and move into the house, and like that was one of the first games I ended up watching on my TV here at my house. And I was like, oh man, this is. I was like, I wish I was in Cincy right now. I was like, I could only imagine. Like, I ended up being there 2 weeks later in the AFC Championship game. I was in Cincinnati. So, but man, like, I could only imagine what the
Oh,
Banks
dude.
was like that day,
Oh,
that night,
the Banks was
especially,
off the hook.
especially being a Saturday night, too. Like, Jermaine Pratt, that pick sealed that. That pick ended that drought. Like, he's always going to be good with me. Like, I've always liked his style of play.
Yeah.
And like if they get something good out of trading him, if they do, man, Jermaine Pratt, thank you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Always thank you for making that play, dude. I don't think anybody in Houday Nation will ever forget that.
Yeah, I mean, that'd be crazy if they mad at him requesting a trade. Like, come on, bro, relax. It's a part of the game. They told him to take a pay cut, and he feels like he's doesn't
That's just
deserve
my
it.
opinion.
Yeah,
That's all. That's just my opinion. I don't know if that's what happened because it's kind of what they did with Joe Mixon last year. We know they came and asked him to take another pay cut, and he's like no. So they were going to cut him, and then they ended up trading him to Houston. So I'm just reading the tea leaves and thinking that might be it. Now, Wing Esther here, my girl says, I'm wondering if BJ Hill will still be the same player without Pratt because they're pretty close. I think BJ will be fine. I mean, they're like best friends. I don't think it'll affect BJ. But BJ's another one we gotta resign. Hopefully, he's not on the list that Joe says, but that's another one
yeah.
I would like to say. I would like to
I
resign.
mean, outside of Trey Hendrickson, BJ was like what our best
Yeah,
team line.
yeah, yeah. What'd you think of the rookies? I thought Chris Jenkins and Michaela Jackson actually did pretty good. I hope they
Yeah,
don't
they
take a
weren't
break too.
bad.
Yeah.
They weren't bad. I think both of them were kind of hurt going into the season anyway.
Jenkins was hurt definitely at the beginning. Actually, no, McKinley hurt himself at the beginning of training camp. He basically didn't have a training camp. He
Yeah,
was hurt almost the whole training camp, and then Jenkins got hurt like right at the beginning of the year.
yeah. So like, man, like they did what they were supposed to do. They controlled only what they could control, and then when they got the chances to play, they stepped in and showed out. Like, I remember one of the plays, McKinley Jackson, he was in on the goal line stand
Now that was
one
Jenkins.
time.
That
Oh,
was
was that
Jenkins.
Jenkins?
Yeah,
That was Jenkins'
the one
side.
in Carolina. The one in Carolina you talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was Jenkins. He came out, boom, smacked that dude.
Yeah, I mean, and then McKinley Jackson's made some plays as well. Like, bro. they're rookies, man. Like, and for them to be hurt and still kind of come in and make that kind of an impact without really having a training camp, without kind of getting their feet wet, I think they're gonna have a good sophomore year
I hope
next
so.
year.
I hope
And
so.
like, hopefully that adds. And I would not be mad if the Bengals added another DT, just to, you know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
they got to, dude. They either the draft or free agent. They gotta add. I want a D tackle and an interior guy. I want both. I think they need both, to be honest.
Yeah, I also think they need another end because
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what was up. I was like, bro, Trey Hendrickson is legit
He's
our
it,
only pass rusher. And
dude.
bro, like, to be fair, Joseph Asai started to come on late.
Which look, Doc. This is my fear right here, that Osai's gonna leave because he's a David Mulligetta guy who the Bengals have never, as far as I know, never negotiated a contract with that agent. Osai will go somewhere else and he'll ball out. That's my fear because he finally made it through a whole season without getting injured. As far as I know, he wasn't injured. He started to come around. I'm like, I'm not ready to give up on that dude. I'm like, I just, not that he's gonna be like the next Lawrence Taylor or anything, but he you got to have a rotational piece, you know?
Yeah, and like I think he's a big rotational piece. I think Miles Murphy, given enough snaps, he should be all right. Bro, like there's just a lot in that defense that kind of needed to be answered for, and they got a lot of questions they got to answer in the off season. And like it sucks because Dax Hill was playing decent. DJ Turner was starting to come on,
They
step
got
into
hurt.
his stride. Then
Mm-hmm.
he got hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Cam Taylor Britt, after that one-handed pick against Kansas City, somehow turned into Space Jam and the Monstars, like drained whatever that he had. Like it was weird because
It's
like
crazy, dude.
it's like all his confidence kind of left after that Washington game, and
Yeah.
then like it started to come back slowly, which I hope he comes
Yeah.
back and he balls out and has an all pro season next year. Like,
Exactly.
but I think they need another corner and maybe
See,
another.
I'm not sure about it. I'll put it this way, Doug, because I think the guys you just said, Dax Hill, Turner, all these guys that were hurt, they started playing good. If we can get, and I would never say don't get a corner, but I probably says to me the D line is more important right now because we got to be able to get consistent pressure on that quarterback. If you can do that, that makes your secondary better. So I'm not saying don't get a corner, but I wouldn't go out and overreach for one or overpay for one. Is what because I think
No,
the
I
young guys are
wouldn't.
pretty good.
I Yeah, no. So Newton, he kind of came on as a one
Yeah,
as
yeah.
well.
Fig, he did
But
good. Six
man,
round pick.
here's the only thing with that: teams were killing us with quick game as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What?
It was like, hey, we can't really block Trey Hendrickson. Hey, let's quick game him.
Yeah.
And quick game. I was just like, bro, like, y'all know they're just gonna go quick game. Like,
Mm-hmm.
come on, man, like do something. And
Cover the tight end.
yeah, like it's just something that simple like that. Like Russ freaking the game in Cincinnati where they just dinking and dunking to
Dude.
the running backs, dinking and dunking to the tight ends. I was like, my God, bro. And then finally they just started hitting receivers left and right. I was just like, okay, all right. Hopefully somebody in the secondary will stop them.
Hopefully. Hopefully. So I don't
But
know.
no, I
Okay.
think I think too, like Al Golden's gonna present a different style. I know Lou was more like very conservative, more like sit people back in coverage instead of, or is either that or everybody's blitzing.
Right.
Al
Right.
Golden, I think, is going to mix it up a little bit more, but it should be interesting.
So I don't know. I know you're a busy guy. Do you get into the draft at all? I know our boy Dale from Bengals Super Bowl is all over the draft. Have you paid attention to anybody in the draft that the Bengals might be able to get? Because we got a question here. They want your opinion. I don't know if you know about them, but M here says Keith Grant or excuse me, Walter Nolan are going to be our first round pick. What's your thoughts on those guys?
Kenneth Grant and Walter Nolan. Kenneth
Walter,
Grant's that D tackle from the team up north, right?
I think so. Yeah, and then Nolan's out of Ole Miss.
Oh, Miss, yeah, okay. I mean, I'll say this: Kenneth Grant is one of the crazy, and I can't believe I'm actually saying this about a dude from there, but one of the favorite plays I've ever seen from that dude, because like obviously that D line that they had him and freaking Mason Graham,
Mm-hmm.
or like the best D tackle duo in the nation. Uh, one of my favorite plays from him was last year. They played Penn State at Happy Valley, and I think it was Singleton
Yeah.
who's basically had like against anybody else, he's taking that run to the house.
Mm-hmm.
And it was still like a 15-yard run, but like you just see this big freak of 300 plus pounder just running stride for stride with him, just hustling and just tracks him down. And if he doesn't make that play, that's a touchdown.
Right.
Like I was like, oh, yo, this dude's he's a baller, man. Look, and like I think I would probably go with him. I think he's gonna be more of the he flashed more to me than Nolan because
Yeah.
I've seen a couple Ole Miss games and Nolan's good. I just think Kenneth Grant flashed a little bit more, and then like not only that, it wasn't like he was just a product of Mason Graham. Like nah, like you had to block them dudes.
Right.
Like
Exactly.
there was nothing sweet about them. Like
Uh,
but yeah,
yeah.
I got Ken. I hope they get Kenneth Grant honestly,
There you go.
or
Um,
Jack Sawyer.
there you go.
Or
Well,
JT or Tylee.
Dude, JT, I love JT. I like Jack Sawyer too. But I mean, and I'm not trying to talk bad. I don't know if they're a 17th round, 17 overall. I don't know if they're there. There might be some better play. I think Jack might be later, second round, something like that. That's just my opinion. I mean, I like Jack. I do. I'm
Maybe.
not.
I
I'm
mean,
just,
it
it
depends
might be a
on
reach to get him at 17. Is all I'm saying.
it
Yeah, and
depends
I
on
love
the
JT.
it depends on the combine, honestly.
Yeah, JT. That dude is. I remember him 2 years ago, and against Northwestern. He just destroyed them. I know it's Northwestern, but they're not the good football. But he just dominated. I'm like, holy! I think it's
Bro.
2 years ago. Hell, it might have been 3 years ago. I don't remember. That's the first time he came on my radar. I'm like, who is this guy?
Oh, you didn't see him play Penn State Happy Valley 2 years ago? Or 3 years ago? Sorry.
No, I did. I remember the Northwestern game. Go ahead, tell
That
me.
man put up the best stat line from a D lineman since Ndamukong Suh in the Big 12 championship.
Really? Dang, did I know that?
Remember how good Ndamukong
Oh
Suh
yeah,
was
I
his
remember.
senior
Yeah,
year? Was
yeah.
it like against Texas? Like he single
Dude,
handedly
I know,
beat him,
dude.
almost beat him by itself.
So in that game, I'm a Bearcat fan. We went to Pittsburgh. That's when we beat Pittsburgh to win the Big East. We're
Oh yeah, that was
driving.
when I had Tony Pike and all of them.
Yes,
Marty
yes.
Jones.
We were
Yeah,
driving back from the bus, and I'm kind of keeping track on it on my phone or whatever. We pull into a restaurant, and I'm like, y'all got to turn the Big 12 game on. And I'm like, dude, if they beat Texas, we might be in this thing. So yeah, trust me. I remember who Dominic Sue was. He almost got us into the championship
bro.
game that year. It was close.
The only reason they were not letting them win that Big 12 championship game is because they were going to the Big 10 the next year.
Yeah, yeah,
That was the only reason.
yep.
I was like, oh, okay. But no, like, yeah, Dominic Sue had like 12 tackles, 4 sacks, or some
No, it
crazy
was
stuff like
crazy.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah, JT, they'll picture JT against Penn State. Yeah, 6 tackles, what, 4 for tackle for loss, 2 sacks, a sack fumble recovery, 2 picks, a pick six. Like,
yeah.
bro, like, easily one of the best stat lines a defensive lineman's had
I'll take
in
that.
the past. What? How long was that game ago? Like '09.
Yeah.
Freaking
Can we
yeah,
get that? I like to get that stat line for the Bengals sometime. That'd be nice.
yeah. I mean, hey, look, there's some dudes that the Bengals can get. I mean, the 17th pick. Luckily, they ain't got to really reach for it. They
Well,
know what they
and
need to go for.
the defensive line is actually pretty deep in this draft. So there's going to be somebody there at 17 that is going to be worth picking. Now the thing is, are they going to do what they did 2 years ago? And like Jeremy here says, do you think Golden can turn Murphy around. Now, I am not out on Miles Murphy. I think he still could be good, but 2 years into this thing, he was our first round pick. We really haven't gotten a whole lot out of him, and they got to get something out of him this year. Do you think Golden can turn him around?
I think so. I mean, he probably just needed a fresher start, or like a new defensive coordinator in his ear. Because you like remember he was still trading time with Sam Hubbard.
Yeah, Sam
on the
Hubbard
other
was
end.
getting more snaps. Sam Hubbard was getting more snaps than him, and Sam Hubbard was hurt all year.
Right. So like, I mean, there's really nothing you do but I mean, I'm gonna guess like I don't know, practice harder. I don't know, better.
I don't
Like
know.
beat him out, but at the same time, it was just like, all right, like why not just move Sam Hubbard down in the middle and move him out to the
or
outside?
give him less snaps.
Yeah, and that way he'll be like more like, yo, he's already hurt, so
right.
the less the better. Because
Exactly.
like once Sam Hubbard like finally started to like turn into his old self, he was okay.
Yeah, he's been hurt the last couple of years and he's getting older. I mean, I wouldn't mind bringing Sam back, but on less money. And it's nothing. And I love Sam. It's nothing against him, but it's just we got to get guys who could be productive. Anthony Anderson's got a question here for us. Said, "Hey fellas, you got a prediction of order of signings to see who we get signed first?"
Well, first, we need to sign these dudes named Tee Higgins, Jamar Chase, and Trey Hendrickson. Let's
So
get those.
I think that's what he's talking about. Those orders.
Oh, the order?
Yeah, the order.
Oh, I thought he was talking about like free agents in general. I was
I think he means
let's sign those guys first,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah. I think he means the ones on our own team.
I think T gets done first. Then
I don't
Chase,
know.
then Hendrickson.
I don't know, since they're going to tag him, I can almost see Jamar going first, and then T, and then Trey, and then Mike G. We'll see. Yeah, honestly, I don't really give a crap which order it's in, as long as they all get signed.
As long as they said, "Yo, they are signing the extension."
Exactly.
Okay.
They're wearing Bengal stripes next year. I don't care what order it is, as long as it gets done.
Yeah, like that's all you can ask for. I mean, I'll say that order, I guess, but that's about it.
Yeah, exactly. Everybody see. You showed me earlier, but everybody sees your jersey behind there with your head sticking out. You a bit of a Maurice Clarett fan.
Yo, he was my favorite Buckeye growing up.
He's the reason they beat Miami.
Yeah. Yo, he's the reason Miami's been struggling for the past 20 years.
So let me since you're on here. Now, look, I know you're on WWE and you're on SmackDown and all this stuff, but you're big time now. You're on Sports Strawberry Ice, okay? So you can really boast about Ohio State there. How much fun was that? How much fun, especially going back to the locker rooms that everybody told you that Ohio State wasn't going to win anything.
Man, yo, look, the locker room is very lucky I was not there for that playoff run. I mean, the only person that really had to deal with me the worst was Bianca, because she went to Tennessee. So her and her family were talking a lot of smack at the Christmas party.
How'd that work out?
Yeah, that was I made sure to FaceTime them, and I talk to Taz all the time, but rarely am I calling to say, "Hey, what up, Bianca? What up, Taz? You good? Hey, how's your day going? You know, how's life treating you? You know, like stuff like that." And then like obviously, because obviously I've been out for a while with the injury, so majority of the games I've been watching at home. So like trust me, oh man, there was ever a place I wanted to be in that locker room, especially when they played Texas. You know what I'm saying? But I did get my lick on Undertaker though.
Did you?
Yeah. I was like, "Hey, oh, what up, Taker? Hey, bro, sorry for what my Buckeyes did to your Texas Longhorns. 8 tries on the 1 yard line, y'all can't get nothing. Oh, don't know what that's like." And then I just walked out. Obviously, I saw Sheamus. He picked Notre Dame to
Oh,
win it all.
I saw your Twitter with him. Yeah.
Yeah, and so but nah, I mean, trust me, they're like the week after they played Texas too, they were in Austin for SmackDown. And
Oh,
Kevin
okay.
Owens told Matthew McConaughey, "We're gonna beat the crap out of Cody, just like the Ohio State beat your Texas
I
Longhorns."
did see that. Yeah, I was watching it that night.
So yeah, Kevin Owens became my favorite wrestler after that.
Uh,
I told him that, and I told him I was like, "You're my champion."
does Kevin Owens even know what football is? Because he's Canadian. They like hockey.
Nah, he's the biggest football fan ever.
By the way, which Canada got their ass whooped by the United States the other night in hockey?
Hey, don't talk about hockey like that. Don't talk about Canada hockey like that.
Whooped them.
Yeah, nah, I heard about that. That was funny when I heard that. But nah, when I was like, trust me, when Kevin said that to Matthew McConaughey, I was definitely looking forward to being the one to say that. I was man, look, I was gonna go to Texas decked out though. I was gonna get kicked out of Austin. I was going solely to get kicked out of Austin. And I'm very much like that. Like even when we had SmackDown in Tampa
Yeah.
and Team Up North was actually like they had a bowl game against Bama in Tampa and they were at SmackDown. I just looked at them and threw up the OHIO and bounced.
Like
I was like,
deuces.
bro, I live for that stuff. I love it. Like
I'm sure you are going to be howling for the next year to everybody about it for
oh,
sure.
oh man, I'm about to be talking straight trash. And then like we got Barcelona coming up in a couple months.
Hmm.
You think I ain't about to show up there in a Real Madrid jersey? You kidding me?
Well,
Oh Madrid.
speaking of soccer, you heard that Luca Acosta's got traded from FC Cincinnati.
Yeah, I saw that. Nah, it kind of broke my heart.
Yeah, I was shocked. I was who was I talking to last week? I was talking to I had all the sports people from Fox 19 on last week. I can't remember which one I was talking to him about, but I was talking to him about when you me went to the FC game and you got to pull the sword, and I was like, dude, I was wore out from being in the Baylor there. You and me got to play on the drum. We were dancing, singing. Like, dude, I'm
Man,
not a WWE superstar, so I'm not as in shape as you are. Rounds of shape, but it's not the same kind of
bro,
shape.
I ain't gonna lie, I was actually tired when I left too. I was like, man, that was a lot of fun. Like, it
Oh,
was,
dude, that was so much fun.
see, man, that's the thing with me. Like if I go to those games, like I like sports. I'm a sports guy, so like
Yeah.
obviously I just like to go there and have fun. And that was like, especially too that being my first time back in Cincinnati since my mom passing. I was just like, I just needed to go somewhere to have some fun, and they provided it for me, and like they allowed me to have a great time, and they showed me great hospitality, and it was cool to be able. It was just funny, like being in there. I remember
Yeah.
I got there earlier, and they were like talking to me and stuff, and they were telling me, and I was like, wait, this used to be Taft High School's old school.
Right. I remember you telling me that. Yeah.
And I was like, bro, like I had so many football camps there. It's just weird now that like that's a stadium now.
Yeah.
Like I'm just
Yeah.
like, all right. But no, it was super cool, man. I had like that's one of my highlights of being back home. Like hopefully I get to go to another game. I think one of my boys, Grayson Waller, did a game there too.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he was there. He was asking me about it. I was like, oh dude, it's gonna be fun. Watch.
Dude,
I was
it
like, make
was.
sure you go to the Bailey.
Yeah.
Make sure you party up over there. And I think he ended up doing like a shoey or whatever.
I was gonna ask him if he did a shoey or not. Yeah.
But nah, like that was easily like what that Ruler the Jungle throwing out the first pitch at the Reds game. Uh man, dog, it's always fun going back home and just being able to, you know what I'm saying? I'm a kid from there, so like it's cool to get the rap
Yeah. Yeah.
being there.
I remember telling you before you went to do the roll of the jungle. I was like, go ahead and hit it so hard, break the stick, but it didn't happen.
And yo, they did tell me, it was like, hey yo, bro, just Just don't do what Corey did.
Yo, dude, Corey did.
I was
Corey
like,
broke the stick.
oh yeah, they were telling me about that, and I was like, oh, all right, bet.
So you got to jump off the top rope. Boom.
Right.
Snap that thing right in half.
Man.
Yeah,
But no,
I'd like to ask you. I don't know which one, which you might not be able to pick, but which one was your favorite? I mean, first pitch, pull the sword, rule the jungle. I mean, can you pick one?
man,
You've done all this like the last year, right?
year, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's super hard to pick. All of them have like a different sentimental value for me. Definitely, man, I have to say throwing out the first pitch at the Reds game solely because that was like the last time my mom was there
Oh,
to
okay. Yeah,
see me
yeah.
do anything. Like of that note.
Right.
Everything else like she's seen me do has been like pretty much on TV. So her to be there for that one was like that's probably my top one. Obviously FC Cincinnati being first time back home since actually having to, you know what I'm saying, deal with that reality.
Right, right, right.
And then the Bengals game, obviously, because I've always wanted to do it
Yeah,
anyway.
yeah, yeah. Yeah,
But
exactly.
and it was like, yeah, it was like it's hard to rank them, but like if I had to rank it,
Well,
I would go
that makes
that
sense.
order.
Why? Yeah, that makes sense. Why you got the Reds because your mom. So
Yeah,
did she ever get to watch you wrestle in person?
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
okay, okay.
She saw me wrestle. She saw me wrestle a couple people
Okay.
live.
What
uh,
what did she think the first time you told her like, Mom, I'm gonna be a WWE superstar?
uh,
What the hell's wrong with you?
nah. It was. I'll say it was the same as when I came to her and told her I wanted to wrestle in high school.
Yeah, yeah.
It was like, what? I was like, yeah, I want to wrestle in high school. Like, she's like, okay. I'm like, she was cool with it. I remember the first time she like, because once she signed, she was like, you better not quit. Like, once
She
I
was
signed, like,
yeah.
you there. And I was
Yeah,
like, okay.
she wouldn't let you quit anything. You sign up to do it, you gotta finish it, right?
Yeah. So like when I said I was going to when I was going to try out, she was like, oh, okay. And like at that point too, like I'm just going to see like hopefully this works out. Obviously, if it doesn't, okay. Um, but it ended up working out and I've been here ever since and she's just seen me grow and stuff like that. So
Worked out pretty
um,
good.
yeah, been here for 12 years. So like
Yeah, it's worked out a little bit. Yeah.
worked out cool. She's got to see me go like to super cool places and do really cool things.
I've got to hear some of the super cool stuff you got to do. So I only got to do one of them with you, and that was a sword. So
Yeah.
I'm not gonna. I'll keep those to ourselves. But you've had a lot of fun on some things. So
Oh
I,
yeah.
it's been a blast. And with that being said, we are entering WrestleMania season here.
Hmm.
And I know, was it 2 years ago? You took down the monster. You speared the monster among men. That big son of a, as Pat McAfee says.
Yeah.
So and last year you put people through tables at WrestleMania. I'm like, I know you and Tez got some stuff happening. I let's put it this way. I can't wait to see what you do. I'll put it that way because it's going to be big and bad and bold. I think.
Yeah. Mm. Just know we're on demon time.
Well, on that note, I'll let you go, brother. You have a wonderful
Okay.
time. Thanks for coming on, Doc. As always, appreciate you, man. Hit me up when you
Thank you.
get back in town, dude.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Hey, we're gonna win the Lombardi this year, brother.
Oh hell yeah, you already know. Who
Let's
they
go.
nation, stand up.
Who day? Oh yeah, one more thing. OH.
IO.
See you, brother. All right, guys. Hope you enjoyed that as much. The Doc is awesome. Love that dude. I actually, it's bad. I actually forgot he was going to be on the show today because I had the dates wrong. I thought he was going to be on last week, and then Cap told me he couldn't come on. And Corey, Corey, I haven't heard from. So usually I haven't heard from Corey. It's probably not going to be on. So I'm like, oh man, who am I going to have on the show? And then all of a sudden, him going, oh, Doc, I forgot he's going to be on the show. So Doc is awesome. Go follow him on Twitter. Check him out on WWE. His Street Profits. I think got some big stuff coming up. We'll see what happens. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. I've been live streaming on ZTVX, Facebook, Twitch. I'll be pulling a sound of it later on tonight, put it on the podcast so you guys can check it out if you don't want to watch me for an hour. Or if you just want to re-listen to it, check it out. It's on BeamPod, Apple iTunes, Spotify, Google, Stitcher, Play, pretty much wherever you get your podcast. Do me a favor, rate, like, and review, and leave a comment so more Cincinnati fans can find my podcast. You can follow me on all those, along with Instagram, Threads, and TikTok. Hit the thumbs up. There's 130 people watching the show. The views have been going through the roof here lately. You guys are awesome. I owe it all to you guys because I can't do this without you. Share the show out. Tell your friends, tell your neighbors about it. The Bengals are going to tag Tee Higgins, and they have said, they've told James Rapine that their plan is to extend him. Now, you can sit there and say, well, ice. Of course you're going to say that. No, Bengals don't say anything, which the Bengals, for the most part, don't say anything. They would just say they're going to tag him. And, well, we'll try. We'll try. We're in the pie. We got so much in the pie here. We'll try to sign him. Their intention is to sign him. It's in James Rapine's article. Their intention is to sign him. It's not a pie. On this national media. Oh! The Bengals aren't going to be able to sign Tee Higgins. Oh, they can't sign Jamar Chase. That's the Bengals being the Bengals. Well, I got two words for you. Who dey? If you're a wrestling fan, you know exactly what I mean. I love it when I'm right. Now, I can't say I'm right because he hasn't signed yet. I'm right with, I said that they could tag him to extend the time to sign him is what exactly they said that they wanted to do. So, it's going to be awesome. I can't wait. I am so excited. Hopefully they get this done quickly. Hopefully they get Jamar signed quickly. They get Trey in here. Get Mike G in here. They get all these guys signed. Hopefully before free agency. At least hopefully before the draft. I really do think their plan is to get this done. One way or another. Trade the guys. Sign them. One way or another. I think they're going to sign them all. Before minicamp and definitely before training camp. I don't think the Bengals want this hanging over this team like it did last year. I think that really had a lot to do with the slow start. Now, we've had slow starts before, and that's on Zach Taylor. And this one's on it too. He's still the coach. But that had a lot to do with our slow start this year. That cost us a chance of being in the playoffs this year. It seems like the Bengals finally might be changing. Now we'll see how they do the contract. If you guys pay attention to Locked On Bengals, Jake Lisco has done a thing where he broke it all down, and he had them signing everybody with doing contracts the way the Bengals normally do contracts. That had not, and he did that, and they did not need Joe Burrow to restructure anything, and they still had money left over, and that was even without cutting anybody. They can do this. It sounds like they're finally going to do it. Sounds like they got Mike Brown pushed, not over the edge, but pushed up. Like, keep going. All you got to do, a little bit more. Just spend this money. You got the money. Spend the money. Go win multiple Lombardis. Make more money. Let's go. Oh, I can't wait. Anyway, shout out to sponsors of my show. As always, their priority, Lawn and Landscaping or snow removal, which it's going to snow again. Guys, make sure you guys stay warm out there. I almost said stay cold. Stay warm out there. But springtime rolls around. You need your grass cut. You need your flower beds cleaned out. You need some bushes put in. Paper patio. Whatever you need. Give Priority Lawn and Landscaping a call at 513-430-6114. That's 513-430-6114. Tell Johnny Ice sent you. You can also check him out on Facebook. Also, shout out to Midwest Best Barbecue. Why did I say Midwest Best? That's an old one. You can go check out Midwest Best because they're awesome too. I love Tim and Nicole. They are awesome people. You can get some CTB wings, some Dillionaire wings. They're great. But on this graphic, check out Meyer Windows and Doors at www.meyercincinnati.com for all your window and door needs. I got it in my house, and it's nice and warm down here because I got these nice new windows down here. They're easy to clean, energy efficient, look great. Again, please be fair. If you call these people because you hear about them on my show, tell them I sent you. And you can see the Jackpot Joey mobile from Matty Myers. Also, shout out to Hail Marys, your ticket to the game right in the heart of Cheviot. Big ass TV screen, beer specials, food trucks, and free parking. That's an awesome, awesome sports bar. Again, it's Hail Marys, your ticket to the game. Also, show is brought to you by T Properties, quality housing for quality people. Check out the website at www.tpropertiesllc.com for all your rental property management needs and your rental needs. All right, guys. This is going to be, I've said this is the biggest offseason in Bengals history. I didn't like the way it started off with Duke Tobin saying, well, we can't have the highest paid player at every position. Which I agree, you can't. We just want these guys signed and a couple more. Not every position. To today, where, again, James Rapien is reporting that the Bengals are planning on tagging Tee Higgins with their intention to sign him to a long-term contract. That's a good start. Got to get him signed, get Jamar signed, get Trey signed, get Mike G signed, and let's go fix this defense and win Lombardi. Other than that, you guys have a wonderful day. I'll see you tomorrow. It'll be me and Joe Farsing live tomorrow. Back here, live at 5:30. Hit the thumbs up, share it out. Love you guys. That's your sports, baby. See ya!
Weekend nights, the city roars. Tune in loud, turn up some more. Cincinnati show, it's time to play. Sports with strawberry ice today. 5:30 sharp, don't be late. CTV, the sports awaits. Strawberry ice, he's on the mic, energy, it's pure delight. Every touchdown, every goal. Feel the pulse, it's in your soul. Cincinnati heartbeats strong. Strawberry ice will lead the throng. Every touchdown, every goal. Feel the pulse, it's in your soul. Cincinnati heartbeats strong. Strawberry ice will lead the throng. Feel the crowd, it's electric now. Shouting loud, they all know how. CTV got what we crave. Sports with ice, it's blazing.